Hello class, welcome to our second review session. So for today, we learned about last class about qualitative research. Do you guys remember why we conduct qualitative research?
Flexibility interviewers can choose interview questions on their own, pick the participants who interest them, and decide for the time and location to conduct each.
Do you understand the language and meaning that participants use to make sense of their world and their place in it? Don't forget it also takes into account the effects of social settings, which helps explore context and underlying truths that quantitative research does not. Alright, so for today's topic, we will be reviewing quantitative interviews. It is a method of data collection through an insider's perspective. It generates a rich description of lived experiences from the perspective of the participant. Can anyone explain and give an example of how this method can be useful to research? You?
In questions that rest more on personal experiences, feelings, and values.
Like the works of our guest speaker, one on feminist and decolonizing research, and the other on environmental research to help stop the decline of Pacific salmon.
That's right. In relation to the different epistemologies reviewed last week, which epistemologies do qualitative interviews align with? Standpoint, because qualitative interviews takes consideration of a participant's social position and that knowledge we learn are socially situated. It also considers whether the researcher is an insider or outsider or both.
Social constructionism work as well, because qualitative interviewing considers how different institutions can create different social meanings within different members of the same group.
Great answer! And who remembers what kinds of research questions does qualitative interviews answer?
It answers the how questions which can help seek and prove participants' motivations to explain their experiences, feelings, and values. How do you come up with the strategy to tackle your barriers at the university in your first year?
That's right. And what kinds of data does this produce?
Underlying narratives and non-verbal clues such as body language.
Okay, so using the other types of qualitative research methods we learned, how does qualitative interviews compare? Well, with focus groups, a group of people discusses about one thing, and the researcher does not play an active role in the discussion. It concentrates on group behaviors rather than individual experiences. But for sensitive topics where participant confidentiality may be at risk, in a focus group setting, qualitative interviews are more appropriate. Alright, last session we asked you to look up different types of previous researches. Does anyone want to share what you found?
I found an interesting one in the UK. Since new migrants are particularly vulnerable to disease and have difficulties to access screening services, British sociologists use qualitative semi-structured interview to investigate the migrants' barriers on the British healthcare system. The researchers interview with people who can represent the migrants. They call these people migrants healthcare experts. They look for areas densely populated by migrants where they can choose migrants healthcare professionals to represent their groups and provide informed consent on behalf of the migrants. They employ purposive sampling to choose their participants. From there, they can continue finding qualified participants through other participants. The result shows that migrants are unlikely to access screening services because they are afraid of stigmatization from neighbors.
I came across one on unstructured interview. It discusses young people's experiences of work and employment about some of the methodological and ethical issues with reusing achieved sociological data which are in young working class women and their ideas about gender and sexuality. The interviews are young women who are involved in casual sex with men on the street such as prostitution to exchange something she wants. The method is using listening guide method. There are three reading stages reading the narrative for the plot, either moment when the narrator declares the agencies, and contrapuntal voices for moments of emotional charge, conflict, and strain. The point of the research method is arguing that researchers need to rethink about the ontology of the category of prostitute and suggest some of the methodological and ethical issues.
Alright, before we end this session, let's talk a little about limitations of qualitative interviewing. First, it is more vulnerable to the researcher's subjectivity, including their interests and assumptions. Interviews can also be impacted by unconscious and conscious bias of both the interviewee and the interviewer. Since both parties perform at the interview in terms of their verbal and non-verbal language, it is non-naturalistic. Furthermore, people might give socially desirable answers to protect their self-images, especially those with higher social status. Location and time of an interview might also affect how and what a participant speak as well. One's behavior might differ in a coffee shop versus at the researcher's office. If there is only one interviewer, selection and interpretation of the data can also be selective and subject to the subjectivity of the interviewer. Great job! Well, thank you guys for all for coming today. We hope that you guys do very well in the exam.